So for those of you who didn't see on the channel, about a couple of videos ago, I actually made one talking about the potential rumors and reports that Richmond were very interested in trading for North Melbourne's pick 2, and I can officially confirm to you guys today, we have got another massive update with that has so much more news than we have had before, and it's really crazy. I mean, when I read this on my phone, I nearly did a backflip off my chair in just disbelief, and it got my heart racing, and this is a legitimate true story that none of you guys are going to believe, and look, I don't blame you. It sounds like something that would be the plot of the next Shrek movie, but I literally, after this, walked out to the kitchen, and there was a big-ass huntsman on the door, which got my heart racing even more. I was on the verge of having a heart attack. But as a massive Richmond fan, there is a lot of news to unpack here. So again, if you are a massive Tigers fan or you just love hearing about all the trade news, don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean a hell of a lot. But we've got this massive article to go over, which is being done by Zero Hanger. So shout out Zero Hanger. You know, they make a lot of articles that make us AFL fans very, very happy inside, and touches us more than any Abella Danger video could probably ever touch us in a good way with. So we're going to be going over this right now, but it does start off by saying that North Melbourne's reported pick swap offer to rival will keep exploring in ways to improve our draft hand. North Melbourne is reportedly open to offering Richmond its prize pick 2 and a future first round selection for pick 6 and 11 in next month's national draft, according to the Herald Sun. The Kangaroos' first pick has been long linked with a switch to a rival, with the Tigers believed to be keen to snare the first 2 selections in this year's draft. Head of football talent Brady Rawlings admitted shortly after that the end of the trade period that after utilising pick 24 and 44 to secure Caleb Daniel, Luke Parker, and Jacob something. He'll probably never play a game for North, so it doesn't really matter. During the trade period, they were light on with selections. However, Rawlings was open to using pick 2 to help slide down the order, as well as the club's future pick. There's options with the 2, Rawlings said last week. There's options with our future hand. We've got a future 1, 2, 3, and 4 still up our sleeves. We can trade all the way up until draft night. We can trade on the night. So we'll keep exploring ways to improve our draft hand. Such a deal would allow North Melbourne to target key position talents in a midfield heavy draft. Alex Taru has also been linked to the club, while key forward Harry Armstrong could also be a player on interest for North Melbourne to assist Nick Larkey and Cam Zerha. On the other side of the coin, Richmond could be left with 7 early selections, picks 1, 2, 10, 19, 20, 23, and 24, along with 2 first-round picks next year. The Tigers would be keen to bolster their midfield stocks and would be eyeing the likes of Jagger Smith, Sam Lawler, and Murphy Reid. Richmond would also like to bring in key position players at either end, with Armstrong and Luke Traynor posing as the best tools in the crop. Clubs can trade picks leading up to and during the draft. The 2024 National Draft will take place on November 20 and November 21st. So, I mean, that's a big reading. I'm not going to lie, I'm so thankful I studied year 3 reading and English or whatever. Jesus Christ. Or I wouldn't have been able to read all of that because that was actually pretty hard. But again, when this report broke, a lot of people were like, why would North Melbourne trade away pick 2 and a future first for 6 and 11? That literally makes no sense for the North Melbourne Football Club. If they are bad and they are left with pick 3, that could be picks 2 and 3 for 6 and 11. How does that make any sense? Again, even when I first saw that, I nearly threw my phone at the bloody TV screen that had freaking the new Penguin episode on it because I was in even as much disbelief. But then I actually sat there thinking about why they would do this, and I looked into other people's opinions on why they would do this. And first of all, there is a ton of reasons why this trade would happen and why it makes a lot of sense. that we are going to be going over right now. And first of all, this is the most stacked draft that we've seen pretty much nearly in AFL history. There are reports that most players in the top 10 should be very good AFL players for whatever respective team drafts them. So a team having pick 6 and 11 in this year's draft is technically a lot more valuable than just pick 2, because a ton of people believe that, again, as I said, every player in that top 10 could be ranked very differently, and every single mock draft we've seen has every single player in different positions. Not just that, at pick number 2, you are probably going to take best available, which is most likely going to be a midfielder, which North Melbourne don't really want to do. Their players that they need are backmen, and Alex Taru and Luke Traynor, the 2 best available, are ranked at like number 8 and number 14. So it would make more sense for them to draft them with the 6 and 11 picks to try and make that happen. Not just that, it's being said that next year's draft is going to be a lot weaker than what this year's draft class is going to be, and I mean a lot weaker from the reports. And North Melbourne are genuinely expecting them to be way better now. They really believe in themselves now with veteran leadership and a lot more role players in Caleb Daniel, Jack Darling and Luke Parker, as well as potentially Alex Taru and Luke Traynor if they do make this trade happen. They believe they will be a lot better than the second last that they of course did finish, and they think they will probably again move up much more, where they could end up having pick 6 or 7 realistically in next year's draft, especially if they make this trade and Alex Taru and Luke Traynor go out the park straight away as a key defender and halfback. They would be a lot better. You would have 5 new instant inclusions that you didn't have last year, as well as every single young player on that team getting 1 year older. That team should genuinely look really good if they make this trade. So realistically, it would probably more so be like pick 2 and pick 7, and that 7 we got to remember is in a way worse draft, for pick 6 and 11 in one of the best drafts we have ever seen. And they of course get to get their much needed 2 positional backman players in Alex Taru potentially and Luke Traynor. While Richmond, the reason this would make a lot of sense for them right now is they get to arguably get now who they think is the 2nd or 3rd best player in what they see to be as one of the best drafts ever. So Richmond could be partnering what is being the rumors of Sam Lawler being drafted at pick number 1, which I've covered on this channel as well, and Finn O'Sullivan, who a lot of people have ranked as the best player in this whole entire draft class, at number 2, which would be insane. You get arguably the 2 best midfielders in the draft class. One of them can obviously go play forward, and Finn O'Sullivan can definitely do that too. He's not as big of a disposal winner as a lot of the other midfielders in this draft, but has an absolute great ability to really perform with his disposal and not turn it over. So Richmond could be looking at those 2 guys, and they might have to bite the bullet here and just say, look, Harry Armstrong may now get taken to Melbourne with one of those top picks. He may get taken, even North Melbourne might look at him if they're looking to add another key forward. They might have to bite the bullet on that and just think that they're getting the 2 best midfielders now in this draft class. And at pick number 10, which they'll still have, they'll probably be thinking, look, we didn't get Harry Armstrong, the best key forward, but Job Shanahan is still on the board if we want to go for him, another key forward there. They'll also be thinking Xavier Lindsay, who some people believe is the best midfielder nearly in this draft class, but he has slid so much due to the PCL injury and hip injuries. They might be thinking, look, we can take a flyer on this guy who's really dropped in the ranks, but some people believe is still good. At number 10, he's there. Joe Berry is also still probably going to be there, a small forward who some believe is the best in the draft. It does hurt Richmond a lot to lose 2 really good selections, but they could be getting their future star in this draft that North don't need. North have a ton of midfielders. They have like a really good depth now of like 7 or 8 good midfielders that are going to play every game. They really don't need another one, which is why I think they will be shopping around this pick 2, and I think a trade will probably happen. And I really hope it doesn't happen before this video comes out, because that would ruin everything. So North, please do this on draft night or something like that to save me, because I'll be taking so long to edit this goddamn video. But yeah, North, they not only have picks now of like 11 and 6, sorry, there could be Luke Traynor and Alex Taru, but maybe they even bite the bullet and think, look, we've already got some okay key defenders here now. Griffin Logue's come back. We know that Combin's gone down back. Core's actually an underrated player for them. If you watch North games, he's actually not that bad. And then obviously, maybe they say we don't need Traynor. We might go Harry Armstrong with this pick and try and make that happen and add another key forward to Nick Larkey. The only issue I see with that is, I think if they take Armstrong at 6, Taru's not going to fall past pick 11, right? They will probably have to do a Taru at like pick 6 and then Traynor at 11. I think that's where they would go with this draft. It'd be so safe for them, and I still think they probably need a key defender, so bringing in Traynor helps out there, and you bring in Taru to play half back with, obviously, Caleb Daniel, which is already much better than Zach Fisher, who, goddamn, if you're not watching Zach Fisher just for Supercoach, he's not a good player. He's really not that good. So Caleb Daniel replaces him probably immediately. Taru comes in as well. Goddamn, that North Melbourne team starts to look really good. And then that pick for Richmond later on, it could end up being like 6 or 7, which the Tigers would still probably happily take, meaning they'd have 1 and 7 in next year's draft, because let's be honest here, they're probably going to finish last again. And I'm a Richmond fan, and I'm just saying that as honestly as I can. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest AFL content, sports content, all of the above. Don't forget to subscribe to my IRL/Flong channels and my gaming channels as well. Links for them will all be in the description down below, and I guess I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.